Let's have a look at the final race before the lunch break. Race 8 of the meeting. Heat 1 for DD2 Masters. So Martinis Stankovičius took pole position and was the last driver to claim a pole position award, and he made the ceremony with his carburettor in hand, having it just being checked by the team in scrutineering. His lap was a 1 minute 9.865. Christophe Capitain from France lines up alongside on the front row. Timo Haug and Christophe Adams will be on row number 2. Carl Clebor, multi-time BNL Karting Series champion, starts on the inside of row number 3, and he's joined by Nicolas Mazinas. Michael Becker will be joined by fellow countryman Sebastian Humpelhardt on row number 4, with Dominic Hummels and Tanya Yildiz rounding out the top 10. And that completes the grid of the drivers now will make their way onto their official formation lap. And it looks like we've got a bit more blue sky up ahead, folks. The sun is definitely shining down on us today here on Saturday. And for those Brits here, I'm going to say one thing. Remember, the 5th of November. Yes, of course, in the UK, it's bonfire night. I think we've had some fireworks already, folks, so we might steer clear from any kind of fire of some description. So the drivers now making their way through into the 12th and final corner at this 1,360 metre circuit. Stankovičius on pole, Capitain alongside. Now we head into the tram lines, red lights on the starting gantry. Rev starts to rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are at first time. It's a good start from Stankovičius. Oh, there was a bit of a touch there on the left-hand side of Michael Becker. Possibly might have been contact between him and Christophe Adams. And they're still side-by-side coming out of turn 3. Becker pinging it round to the outside and gets through on Christophe Adams. That was for 5th place. So there was a bit of a touch on the start. I think it caught Michael Becker unawares and punted him to the right-hand side of the start-finish straight and nearly made him put 2 wheels on the grass. The drivers making their way through. There has been a change for 2nd and 3rd because Christophe Capitain is now in 4th place because we've got Timo Haug and Carl Clebor. At the top 3 now as they come through into turns 11 and 12. Clebor up the inside of Haug through turn 12 on the entry. Capitain was looking for the door to open on the exit, but there was no room in the inn there for the driver from France. Timo Haug on the Parolin chassis looks up the inside through turn 2. Clebor had the presence of mind just to keep it pinned round to the outside, and the 5.06 keeps his 2nd place. Clebor, 51 years of age. As Christophe Adams gets passed by Sebastian Humpelhardt. Who's over 15 years, Christophe Adams is junior. But great to see that the oldest class in terms of age, because if anyone asked me what class would I be in if I was in the Rotax Racing family, this one. And they all have the same love and passion for this sport, as we are now through with 2 laps completed, now on to lap 3. Top 4 completed by 0.9 of a second. And this is a battle between Dominic Hummels, who's now got ahead of Christophe Adams, Sebastian Humpelhardt, and Nicolas Mazinas from Lithuania. Adams again, not having a great time out there. Mazinas has got through. So Christoph Adams trying to do his level best. Right, 5.85. Mikolas Mazinas has just been given a 3-second time penalty for 2 wheels being out of the tram lines on the start. So the Lithuanian is going to drop behind, and there is a problem. That is for Timo Haug. Timo Haug was slow coming out of turn 9. So Timo Haug was running. He was battling for the race lead, and now it's Lithuania versus Belgium because Karl Klebor gives... That was a great move there from the 5.06. Makes it through on Martinas Stankiewicz. Now, there is nearly a 20-year age gap between these two drivers, but they are both incredibly quick. And the biggest thing is, Karl Klebor has the home field advantage. But you try telling that to Martinas Stankiewicz. And whenever I see the 5.33 from Lithuania and I have a chat with him, I have the Richard Hammond complex. I always have to look up a little bit. 6.5 minutes to go, and Christophe Capitan is coming back into this. But keep your eyes on the comp kart chassis behind. Michael Becker, 48 years of age, based out of Hagen in Germany. Just around about an hour outside of Düsseldorf. Capitan was looking up the inside of Stankiewicz. Unfortunately, not able to get through, but the Frenchman, 41 years of age, based out of La Norville, trying to stick his nose up the inside of the 5.33 Birolart chassis. Stankiewicz is more focused on keeping pace with Karl Klebor. Christophe Capitan is the fastest driver out there. Last lap around 54.612. So 9 out of the 10 drivers still continuing to race. We have lost Timo Haug, the Parolin chassis on the 575. 41-year-old from Germany, unfortunately retiring on lap 2. Now Karl Klebor is starting to stretch a lead over Martinas Stankiewicz. He's now got Christophe Capitan behind. Michael Becker has got the ringside seat, number 526. He's quite a way ahead of Dominic Hummels to the tune of nearly 2.2 seconds. Dominic Hummels has just put in his fastest lap of this race so far, and the top 5 on the last lap all were in the 54.7 second bracket. Becker has really closed in on Christophe Capitan for 3rd position. 4.5 minutes remain, plus an additional lap on the counter as the field goes back through into turns 1 and 2. And Capitan is really trying to push the envelope, but if he does that too much, it could open the door for Michael Becker to take that 3rd place away. Can Becker get a bit of a slipstream coming down the beautiful line going into turn number 7? Not on this occasion he won't, but if he can tee it up nicely coming out of the 12th and final corner, he's got an opportunity. Unless Capitan pushes too hard, goes past the limit of adhesion and runs wide. So this is a rather enticing battle when you've got 4 very experienced competitors in their own right. So a spread of 19 years separates the leader from the guy in 2nd position. And that actually covers the ages of the 2 drivers behind. And Michael Becker now starting to hustle Christophe Capitan. The German trying to get through. Not quite yet. And the beautiful line once more. The ball last time over Stankiewicz had nearly a 0.3 of a second advantage. Becker on the last lap. Right, Mikolas Mazinas has decided to pull the cart into the pit lane, so the 5.85 Praga is out on lap 5. Michael Becker has just put in the fastest lap of the race. 54.580, so he's winding up the wick on the kart. proverbially. The pace seems to be there on the comp kart chassis underneath Michael Becker's backside. I think that Stankiewicz is going to be very strategic in how he approaches this event, because, folks, it is the winner-take-all situation. There is no points for two respective finals on Sunday. It's whoever is first across the line and is confirmed as the race winner in the finals tomorrow afternoon are the Golden Trophy champions. No ifs, no buts. Carl Clément at the moment has been doing a fantastic job of just keeping things as they are at the moment. When will someone pull the trigger? We might find out within the next minute and a half. Because once we get to 30 seconds remaining, and then we get that final lap board, what will happen is that someone will blink. Now that first person to try and blink is Michael Becker, and he's gone sideways and he's on the grass. Michael Becker loses the back end through turn 2. It went horribly wrong. He was sizing up a move on Christophe Capitain, and it all went horribly south very, very quickly indeed. But as long as he doesn't make a mistake like that, if he's battling for the win in the final tomorrow afternoon, then that will be a completely different feeling altogether. And what that's done is that has put Michael Becker into the path of Dominic Hummels. There was a lot of time lost by Michael Becker. He lost the best part of 2 seconds through that moment in turn 2. We go on to the penultimate lap now. Carl Clément now leads by nearly half a second ahead of Martynas Stankiewicz, as Christophe Capitain has been with the Lithuanian pretty much the entire race. The minute that Carl Clément got past, Christophe Capitain now looks for second. Stankiewicz gets the switchback. That was a nice little bit of an exchange between the pair. Capitain goes a little bit earlier on the brakes, keeps away from the rear bumper of Martynas Stankiewicz. He does not want to get a 5-second front fairing penalty, does the 41-year-old. So timer is about to run out as Carl Clément makes his way towards the apex of turn 12. Timer has run out. Last lap board is being shown. And Carl Clément's lead now stretches to nearly 8/10 as we head on to the 12th and final race lap in this opening heat for DD2 Masters. And it has had everything, especially with the battling at the front end of the field. Down the Europolan for one final time. And now Christophe Capitain was a bit cheeky there. He looked for the move up the inside of Martynas Stankiewicz, but had to back out of it right at the last moment. So the 599 from France looks over his right shoulder, sees that third is going to be a safe bet to kickstart the opening salvo, and he nearly had a look through turn 11. But Carl Clément comes out of the final corner on home soil here at Karting Genk, and he wins the opening heat in DD2 Masters. Martynas Stankiewicz had nearly a couple of scares there because Christophe Capitain kept him thinking, especially on that last lap. And they round out the top 3 positions. Michael Becker still finishes in 4th, but it could have been so much higher had he not had that drama through turn 2 whilst looking for an overtaking opportunity. He went sideways into turn 2, went onto the grass, and that was it. He had to settle for 4th place. But Carl Clément, great to see him being able to compete at this level, but I'm wondering what surprises could we see from the Lithuanian just behind him. So let's have a look at the results for the opening DD2 Masters heat here at Karting Genk. Carl Clément takes the victory by just over 1.2 seconds ahead of Martynas Stankiewicz from Lithuania. France's Christophe Capitain makes the top 3 completed by just over 1.6 seconds. Michael Becker could have been 3rd, ended up being 4th. In the 5.26 entry, Dominic Hummels Christoph Adams, Sebastian Humpelhardt, and Tanju Yildiz ran at the top 8 places. Mikolas Mazinis and Timo Haug, unfortunately, retiring from the race itself. So, DD2 Masters gets underway. And it was a good start from, but then there was the big bump I just saw there. That was between Christoph Adams and Michael Becker. And then Karl Klebor on home soil put it up the inside of Martinas Stankiewicz to take the race lead early on. And from that point onwards, De Backer could not be beaten. Funny enough, Karl Klebor running with Jordi Collins' race suit, and Jordi's been doing some DD2 racing at some point. There's the moment. He just touches the back right of Christoph Capitan as Michael Becker, and he was sideways going into the corner. He was sideways when he left it, courtesy of the wet grass. Here's the nice switchback between both Martinas Stankiewicz and Christoph Capitan. And those two were doing a cat and mouse game right up until the end, even on the last lap. But Karl Klebor, the home hero here at Karting Genk in the DD2 Masters class, took the victory by over 1.2 seconds.